Hello everyone, welcome to the live stream. I wanted to make myself available to ask questions and interact if they had anything that they had questions of or wanted to hear me say. I'll engage in a conversation in the chat where they're doing typing and I might say one or both the sides. Then let me know. If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, if there's no one really saying anything, then I'll go through and play some puzzles, maybe some games up against the computer. So I wanted to do this to make myself available for people to ask and just be more open rather than have a bit more interactivity with the channel. I will see about doing subtitles to the games if people request. I believe the streaming setup I've got at the moment, it can auto-generate English subtitles for people viewing, but I'm not too familiar with that. So, or maybe it needs more. Yeah, anyway. Okay, so I'll kick straight off. So, this is leechess.org. It's a open source, free place to learn to play games of chess, and it has several of the world's top grandmasters, national masters, and it's open to anyone. There's no ads, and I highly recommend it as a place to go through it. If you're not familiar with the game, it's got a whole bunch of learning sessions available for you. I might reset my progress and it'll teach you about the different pieces. So I'll jump straight in with the rook. And so the rook moves in a straight line, so we can pick it up. And if you look at the green dots, it'll go through and show me all the places I can move it. But the game, it wants us to move the pieces to capture the stars. So I'll pick it up and move it down here and then move it across as well. So we get judged on the number of moves we make. If we go across here and then do that, I won't get full stars, but if I go back now and then go left, right, and down, it'll give me 3 stars for it. So in this case, I think go across and then I can go down, up, and then finish off with left. Almost finished with the rook. Now I've got 2 rooks. That makes it a bit more interesting. And for this one, I can get this one to go left and then right. And here it gets a bit more interesting. I'll go down, up, cross, cross again, and then back across. I think every time I moved, I captured one. So now I'm going to go back to the menu and skip out of that for the moment. I'm going to assume people do that. But anyway, if anyone asks any, come drops into the chat and asks, I'm happy to, if I'm not doing anything in the middle of a puzzle or a game, then happy to answer questions. So over here, we've got puzzles. You're not interacting with people. You're in the middle of somebody else's game and you're being given a challenge of finding the best move for any particular segment of the game. So this was originally between these 2 players from a 10-minute plus 0 extra time. It was a rapid game, so classical time, so in games that'll take like 90 minutes or so. This puzzle's been played 4,873 times. It's got a unique reference number here. My current rating is 1,302. You started about 1,500. I've dropped quite down. I can change the puzzle themes, and if I wanted to focus on end games or openings, I can tell the engine to give me, or the system to give me more. And we've also got a history of the game here where we can go back and see, go all the way back to the beginning and see the moves if I wanted to see what's been played. So for this one in the position, we've got, well, the pawn can't capture anything here. The queen can. I think I'm going to bring the queen across, force the king to capture. The king has to get out of check. I'm going to put the king back into check again, forcing it to move, and capture the queen with the rook. So Best move for black. Wow, that's unusual. The white's usually started here and the king's moved all the way across. Just realized that the desktop audio isn't playing. So I'll turn that up and you'll start getting some clicks of the moves going through. Right, so the king's come across and started capturing some of the other pieces. Okay. Can't really do anything over here. Force the king into check there. Yeah, there's only one move jumping out at me here. Yeah, they're not any threats or dangers, so will help if I try play for the right side. Sorry, the white king has confused me in that I thought I was playing for their pieces. So now I'm going to move the rook down, and that forces the king up, and I can then capture their unprotected rook and then even things up a bit more. So now find the best move again for black. See about bringing the rook over. So now I've got the bishop out of the way. I can then bring the queen across and then checkmate the king if it doesn't have anywhere else to go. So no, threatening the rook wasn't the best move. Capturing the bishop was. Okay. Try threatening the queen. Bring the rook up. Okay, so it captures across there. And then, okay, we can go through. There's a mate in several steps there. Might be exactly the same thing that they've just done. Yep, and then I can move the queen up and then capture that way as well. I move the queen across, it can't be attacked by the other one, so I don't think she can capture by herself. Now I've got to force them to move the king out or bring the queen out, and I can then capture the rook and equalize. So that makes a bit more sense. So I'll swap one of the things there with the other options with puzzles is that you can play puzzle streak. So the streaks, we solve progressively harder puzzles and build a win streak. There's no clock, so we can take as long as we want. And if there's one wrong move, it's game over. I can do a skip for once per streak, and I don't like the positioning, so the best move for black at the moment. Well, I've got the rook protecting the queen if I advance that way, and I think, Now I can advance, move across and capture again. So I'll move across that pins the queen. Okay. For a new streak because a sum total of 1 doesn't need. So pawns can, on their first move, double move and go up across, and should be able to go through there and checkmate. So for this one, I'm going to advance the pawn, threaten the king because it's protected by the knight, and threaten the king again. So in this case, I'll go across. Now I can move the knight here and then threaten the king and capture the rook in the second move. Okay, so there's also Puzzle Storm, where I've got 3 minutes and to play black in all of the puzzles. I have an all-time record of 14, and I think one of the Grandmasters played this to the point where they were getting extra time on the clock almost as fast as they could, as they were solving the puzzles. I'm going to push the queen in this way, and the rook is protecting here as well, so I can move across. And this one I can shuffle back. No. There's an analysis session afterwards where I can review what's happened. Okay. That's okay. I'm going to sacrifice the queen and then move the rook up there and checkmate. So in this case, I'm going to move it down, threaten, and then wrong piece and to capture the rook with the queen. Send the rook down and see where we go. I can then capture it. Okay. I'm going to check. I wonder what this means I can do now. Nope, just going to capture. I can't see any better move. I can go through analysis afterwards and see what's going on. Let's try that one. Then capture their queen, and then that's pretty favourable. I'm going to put them in a check with the bishop that way. Advance again. No, well, got a new monthly high score. And okay. Might as well go through the games. So I can create games, challenge friends, other people. There should be quick pairing there if I wanted to play particular time frames. So whether it's 1 minute on the clock and there's no increment, or 2 minutes and then every move that's made I get an extra second on the clock, or I think it's 15 minutes and then 10 seconds for every time. And there's longer times as well. Plus you can also play correspondence where the time doesn't really matter. We're going to play with the computer, and there's a few variants here of chess with a standard game. There's a crazy house where you capture an enemy piece, then you can instead of making a move, place a captured piece on the board. Chess 960 is an official variant recognized by the International Federation of Chess, where the back of the pieces are randomized. King of the Hill is a game where the first person to get a king into the middle or checkmate the other is considered a winner. So there's two ways to win. Triple check. So I can win the game by doing checkmate as usual, or if I check the opponent's king 3 times, then that's considered a win as well. Anti-chess is a variant where if I can capture a piece, I must. I get a choice as to what piece to capture if there's multiple, and if there isn't a piece to capture, they move as usual. And you win this game by losing, so the first person to lose all of their pieces is the game, and checkmates don't happen here, so I can lose my king on the first piece I lose and we still play the game. Atomic's different in that anytime I capture a piece, the pieces that are not pawns in the squares around it will be taken off the board as well. Board is a game where the white side has about 36 pawns, I think, and racing kings is so I'll try and say that, might as well jump into it. So our objective is to get the king all the way up to the end screen. So I've still got a limited army, there's no pawns there, but one of the things I can't do is I can't deliberately place the king in check. I also can't make a move that puts the opponent's king in check as well. So I've got to then maneuver my pieces so I can then put my rook out to counter this one and then sneak behind. I can't capture the piece now this time because that will advance as well. But I can bring my rook up and then try and block them so I can advance the king. Which is then captured. So I can't move into this square because of the queen is blocking off all of these pieces there. What I'm going to try and do is to go here and here and see if I can win, because as soon as I get my king to this up here, then that's it, that's game over. So I won that one. So when I play, I choose the level of the strength of the computer. In this case, there's level 1 of options 1 to 8, and so I've got no choice but to start capturing pieces now. I think I can make several moves, like as long as I'm making legal moves and not trying too hard, I can pretty much should be able to win this game. So move the king up and then across, and that should be it. So I'll go back to the main screen, and one of the games I said earlier was Crazy House, where you get to drop pieces into it. So I'll lead off with putting a pawn out the front. So then just to sort of set the tone of what sort of chess you can expect to see here, this is I don't think I'm ever going to be a good chess player. I just want this as a mechanism where I can engage with people and help them. I'm hoping to capture a knight. Well, that's one of the things. You can't place a pawn straight onto the back rank, but you can place it very far down the field. So bring the bishop out and then think a bit of 4D chess or something along those lines there. Now, capture that. So what I've just done is forked the rook and the king, where my knight I placed down can threaten both those. And I'm going to I don't think I've made that best move there. That's right, let's try that. Yeah, I can place the queen down and there's nowhere for the king to go, so it's checkmate. Well, I'll probably leave it just here for the moment and wrap up the stream, just and also leave on the note of people have particular times where they might want me to connect and make myself available. I'm happy to go through a chat and see what I can do to help out. And also, if this is annoying, let me know. I might just stick with making the videos if that's what people prefer. So let me know. And thank you for watching.